มัสการเจ้าค่ะ
Okay, how are you, everybody?
Okay.
Everything working okay?
Yes, okay now.
Okay.
14 people.
Okay, how are you, everybody?
Okay.
Everything working okay?
Yes, okay now.
Okay.
14.
14 people on live Facebook or on Zoom.
On
7 on Zoom.
Facebook at this time 25, 27 now.
Okay, 7 on Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 not showing their face. Max iPhone.
Okay.
Okay, keep coming in. Hi, Max iPhone. Unmute your microphone, please. Unmute your microphone. Okay, where are you from?
เชียงใหม่ครับ
Chiang Mai. You have to speak English
Alright.
because this is an English session.
Wow. Okay.
You have anything to say or ask?
Maybe I have to listening another first. So
Okay, fine. How did you get in here? By chance?
someone told me her name is หลาพี่หลาครับ
Oh, she's your friend, huh?
Yes.
Okay. You see her on the screen?
Sorry?
You see her on the screen here?
No.
On the top next to me.
Oh wow.
You see her now? Okay, nice talking to you. Let me go say hello to Alfredo. Alfredo, greetings. Haven't seen you for many days.
Yes, I'm good.
You're good. You're from Brazil.
Yes.
How's the weather? Hot?
Yesterday week is hot. Today is more cold. It's
I
cool.
see.
It's okay.
What's the temperature?
Yes.
What's the temperature? 20?
22, 23.
I see. That's very good.
Yes.
It's about 28 here, 29 here. So it's kind of warm here.
Or hot.
Uh-huh.
In hot, the people's not eat a lot, no? It's difficult to eat in hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You have anything to say? You have any question today?
Oh, I'm good. I have moments that I think that the world is not a problem, and this is a sensation, or this is a explanation, a comprehension.
Everything is no problem. The problem is you. The problem is your mind, our mind.
Yes.
Our mind is never content, never happy, always want something that we don't have. And when we have it, we're not happy anyway. We want something else. So you have to fix the mind, not everything else. Make your mind happy by meditation. Once your mind becomes calm, your mind will be happy. Then everything is okay. Everything is not the problem. The problem is the mind, your mind, my mind, everybody's mind, not happy. And we don't know how to make it happy, that's all. Once you know how to make your mind happy, then you see that there's no problem with everything.
Yes.
So do meditation, calm your mind, make your mind happy. Once you're happy, then everything ceases to be a problem.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let me go say hello to Katrina. Hi, Katrina. Can you unmute your microphone? Okay.
Hi, John. Can you hear me?
Been a while. I just happened to read your message today.
Oh, really?
By accident. I just never go into the inbox to look at the messages. But I know.
Cool.
So I have my assistant to do the work for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I
Oh,
seldomly check the messages. How are you?
Okay. I'm good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm good.
How's your son? Is leg okay now?
Yeah, he's good. He healed well.
I see.
Yeah, it was
Where do
really
you-
good at the monastery.
Where do you live in Australia?
In Noosa, which is near Brisbane.
Noosa, that's a resort town, right? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Good.
nice.
How far is it from Sydney? Quite away, huh?
Yeah, it's like 12-hour drive.
12-hour drive. North of Sydney, on the coast.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to ask me today?
Always questions. I have a lot of regret at the moment. Today, sometimes I go into these periods where I'm like consumed by regret about things that I've done. And yeah, I just try to yeah, I just get like angry at myself about, like things that I've done, like breaking my Sheila, and yeah, just
You should try to look at everything as clouds. They come and go. Once they're gone, they are gone. Whether you like it or not, it's gone. So try not to think about the past. Whatever happened already happened. Try to stay in the present and try to make the best of the present. And the present is also moving away. Everything, once you say something, it's already gone. So the point is not to be attached to anything, to what you say, what you do. Once you have said it, it's done. Whether you like it or not, it's gone. And just keep focused in the present and try to do the best you can in the present. You have to follow the way the Buddha teaches us to do only good things and avoid doing bad things. When we have the urge to do something bad, we should stop. Because once we have done it, we can regret it afterwards. So you have to control your mind, your thoughts. Make sure that you don't let them think about doing bad things. And encourage your mind to think about doing good things, like charity, being kind, being nice to other people. Then you will be happy. And you will not regret the good deeds you have done. Every time you look at your past good deeds, you will feel happy. So staying in the present is very important, and watching your action in the present, your thought, your words, and your body action. This is what will make you feel happy or bad or sad afterwards. Okay?
What about thinking about the future?
Well, the future, if you want to think, you have to think of the truth. And the truth is death, is waiting for you. So when you think of that, then you stop thinking about the future. See? And it's going to happen to everybody. And you have to study the nature of death. It's not scary once you know what it is. Who dies and who doesn't die. The body will die, but the mind doesn't die with the body. And you're the one who speaks right now is not the body. You're using the body as the medium. You're the one who knows, who thinks. You are the mind. So you don't die with the body. See? So this is something you have to learn and get it straight in your mind, in your head, that you're not the one who died. The one who will die is your body. Once you get this, then you will have no fear of death. Then you won't worry about the future. Then you can come back and focus in the present and try to do the best you can in the present. Because what you do now, that is what counts. If you do good right now, you will feel good. If you do bad right now, you will feel bad. So just keep watching what you do right now and you'll be okay. The Buddha said, if you want to think of the future, think that having been born, I'm subjected to aging, sickness, and death. The body is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. And we cannot go beyond this aging, sickness, and death. But we are not the one who die, get old, or get sick. Just remember this. And then just look after your body the best you can. And once it's beyond your control, then you just have to let it be. Then you will have no problem with yourself. You won't feel bad. You won't feel sad. But you have to be able to calm your mind and keep your mind in the present. Keep it calm by developing mindfulness, using a mantra, Bhutto, 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 to keep your mind from running into the future or into the past by thinking. You want to stop thinking. You want to control your thoughts. Once you can control your thought, your mind can become calm and peaceful under any circumstances. Then whatever happens will not bother your mind, yourself. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. You can ask later on. If you have any more questions, you can ask later on. I'll go to somebody else who's waiting. Okay, Karina, your turn. Karina from Singapore or Malaysia.
Hi, Ajahn. How are you? I'm from Singapore.
How are you? Good, thank you.
Yeah, trying to come back. I think has been 2 or 3 weeks that I didn't practice meditation. Just recently, last week, I just started again. So I think it's inconsistent. But currently, I don't have any question to ask yet.
Okay, we'll go to Nirosha. Hi, Nirosha from Melbourne. Cannot hear your voice. Something wrong with your audio. When you entered the program, did you click on using the computer microphone? I think that's the problem. You have to allow the program, the application to use the microphone. So you might have to go out and come back again, okay? All right. We'll go to next, Joseph Chi. Hi, Joseph.
Hello.
Where are you from?
I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Good.
Thank you very much for hosting this program. I've been following you on YouTube and Zoom for quite some time now. So this is the first time I've joined the Zoom live.
Do you have any question?
Yes, Tan Ajahn. I have been trying to practice meditation, but I still do not really understand the difference between Anapanasati and Vipassana and the purpose of the two. What are the purposes of the two and the difference?
Okay, the goal is to get rid of the stress that we have in our mind. Okay. We have stress, we have anxiety, we have agitation, restlessness, worries. These are the things created by defilements. Defilements are greed, hatred, and delusion. And the goal of practicing Anapanasati and Vipassana is for the purpose of eliminating these defilements from the mind. And in order to eliminate from the mind you need to develop first anapanasati. You need to develop the mind to become calm, to have jhana, to enter into jhana, and to have equanimity. Equanimity means the mind is neutral, have no emotion, doesn't have love, hate, fear within the mind. It remains still whenever it comes with whatever it comes into contact with. If somebody say bad thing to the mind will just remain still. If somebody say good thing to the mind will still remain still. It doesn't react. So this is what you want to do first, to develop this ability to become neutral. But the practice of anapanasati can develop this neutrality of the mind temporarily. After a while, it will then disappear. Then you have to do anapanasati again to bring it back up. So that's why we need the second step, which we call vipassana. Vipassana will eliminate the defilements permanently by teaching the mind to look at the truth of the things that the mind comes into contact with. Everything that the mind comes into contact with, the Buddha say are impermanent, and they are natural processes. They are not. There's no person, people in everything that the mind comes into contact with. They are part of nature, like the wind, the sun, the rain. So by that understanding, then you know that you cannot control them. But our delusion keep us to think that when we see people, human body or animal, we think they are people, they are something we can manipulate, manage, or control. And when we cannot manage them or control them, then we have stress in the mind. So if you teach your mind to see that everything that the mind comes into contact with are natural phenomena, you cannot always control them or manage them. Then you will then stop your expectation, your desire to control, to manage. Then you just leave them alone, accept them for what they are. When you do that, then there won't be any stress. So this is what we call vipassana, wisdom, to see everything as being impermanent. They keep changing, but we want them to remain the same, like the body, for instance. We want the body to remain strong and healthy, young. But the body will gradually become older and older, and it will get sick, and then eventually it will die. And that's when we have stress, because it doesn't conform to our desire. But once we understand that the body is a natural process, we cannot control the body, then we can learn to accept the truth of the body. Once we accept the truth, then there would be no desire for the body not to get old, get sick, or die. Then there would be no stress when the body get old, get sick, or die. Okay? This is basically what we are trying to do, teaching our mind the truth. Right now, the mind doesn't see things as they are. The mind wants to see things as it wants. It wants to see everything as permanent, as belonging to itself, that it can control and can manage. But the truth is, it is impermanent and uncontrollable at times. All right? Is this good enough?
Does anapanasati come before vipassana?
That's right. You first use anapanasati to control, to make your mind calm, peaceful, and happy by focusing your mind on the breath, so that then it can stop thinking. If you cannot stop your mind from thinking, your mind cannot become calm and neutral. So first you want to stop your thinking by focusing your mind on your breath. If you keep watching your breath, then you cannot go think about other things. And then eventually your mind will become calm and still and peaceful and happy and neutral. Then you can use this calm mind to teach the mind to study the nature of things as being impermanent and being natural processes, so that the mind can leave them alone. Right now we want to manage everything, right? We want to manage this thing, that thing, people, but when we cannot, when we fail, we become unhappy. But if we stop trying to manage them, then whatever happens to them won't make us feel unhappy. Because we know we cannot control or manage them all the time. Because they will change, they will go according to their own ways. Okay, so you...
Does Vipassana follow Anapanasati naturally after, when meditating?
Yes, but it doesn't mean in the same hour. It might take years before you can master Anapanasati, before you can be proficient in your meditation. See, so your first stage of practice should concentrate on Anapanasati, calming your mind, and make it proficient, that you can always calm your mind anytime you want. As soon as your mind gets excited, you should be able to stop it right away. See? If you cannot do that yet, then it's useless to go to the next level of Vipassana. So you should be more concerned with the first level, Anapanasati. And in order to be able to be successful in Anapanasati, you have to develop sati or mindfulness before you even sit and watch your breath. You have to develop mindfulness all the time, all day long, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. You have to keep stopping yourself. When you think aimlessly or not necessary to think, you should stop them. By using a mantra, Bhutto, 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 of chanting, Iti Piso, Bhagawa, or focusing on your body movement. Just watch what you are doing. If you keep watching what you do, then you cannot go think about other things. So if you can do this, then when you sit in meditation, then you can focus your attention at the breath. You have to be continuously paying attention to your breath in order to make your mind become calm and neutral. Try to do it, see how it works, okay? Now, at least you get the basic ideas.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Okay, let me go to the next person.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Megan or Alvin, you're using your daughter's name again.
Yeah, hi, Ajahn. Sorry, how are you?
How are you? Good, thank you.
Yeah, I tried to change. I couldn't change again. Yeah. Okay, Ajahn, just a quick question on Anapanasati. I was told that when you do Anapanasati, be careful on the greed, anger, and delusion arising. So, how do you actually watch that, and when would it arise, this greed, anger, and delusion?
Well, when it arises, you will know. When you're angry, you will know. When you're greedy, you will find out. So, if you're just neutral, if you're just watching, then there's no greed or anger. So just keep your mind watching your breath. Then, as soon as you have expectation, then you have greed. When will my mind becomes calm? This is greed already. See, so you should not think about anything. And when you don't get what you want, then you can become angry. How come my mind's not calm? So you get angry. So you start thinking instead of watching your breath. See? So you have to stop all your thinking, talking to yourself. Stop talking to yourself, and just keep watching the breath. Then there will be no greed or anger arising.
So in the event that, for example, we already feel calm and we know that the time is up, but we cannot let go, because we are feeling, we have a very good session of meditation, would that be considered as greed because we want to continue?
we call it positive greed or good greed, because it's good for the mind. See, so you want to continue practicing. This is good greed. If you want to stop, then this is bad greed, because you want to go drink something or eat something, which is not good for the mind. Okay. If you want to continue on with your practice, this is considered to be part of the four itibata, chanta, greed for meditation practice is good. It's okay. But greed for watching a movie is bad for the mind, essential desire.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Well, we'll go to the next person, Sajal Ka. Please unmute your microphone. Sajal Ka. Where are you from?
I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, United States.
Okay, happy to see you. Is this your first time?
No, this is the second time.
I see, okay.
I have a question about walking meditation, and I have been doing walking meditation very early in the morning before the sun rises here, like about hour and a half. And during the walking, I find it convenient to mentally repeat Buddha rather than watching the breath. My question is that, how do I also be in the body? Can you comment on that, please?
Be in the body.
Yeah, like in the, do I have to be, I'm chanting, but at the same time, do I have to be aware of the body, my own body, I meant?
Oh, you have to be aware of what you walk. So you have to be aware of your walking, or else you might slip or you might run into something. So you have to be mindful of your walking as you do chanting also.
Right. So I'm actually chanting Buddha mentally. That's after
right.
like 1 hour, I feel actually very calm. Then I'm able to sit down and I'm getting some sitting meditation. But the goal of the walking meditation is the sitting meditation is kind of leading to the sitting meditation.
That's right. You need to develop more mindfulness first before you can sit. If you don't have enough mindfulness, you'll feel uncomfortable when you sit, and you might feel you have hindrances trying to prevent you from meditating. So you have to need stronger mindfulness. So you should walk first. Walk for an hour or two, and just focus on your steps and your mantra, if you like. And one thing you mentioned about the breath, I think watching your breath is only good while you sit. Otherwise, don't watch your breath because it's very difficult. Watch your body movement is easier. If you're doing something, watch your body movement. If you're driving, watch your driving, not watch your breath. Because when you drive, you're watching your breath, you might run into an accident pretty quickly. So you have to be mindful of what you do if you're doing anything. Only when you're not doing anything and sitting down, then you use the breath as your object of mindfulness.
Thank you. But what you're talking about before, that the way we live during the daytime is kind of ruins everything, so to speak, because all the floods of sensuality and all the things that comes and kind of sucks you in, all the greed, hatred and stuff comes into play. That's what kind of call myself, like I act like a person, so to speak. The moment I become a person, all the things are kind of wiped out. Then all the things can actually very easily rise. And you were talking about being mindful from starting getting up in the morning to going to bed. So it's kind of very difficult. I can pull myself back.
That's why you need to live in seclusion. See? You have to isolate yourself from the world, from the society. Because if you live in the world, in the society, then the conventional truth will suck you in, and you'll forget about the absolute truth. The absolute truth is you are the mind. That's all, and everything else is not you. The body is not you. Your house doesn't belong to you. Your possession doesn't belong to you. As soon as your body dies, then you lose everything. See. So you need to isolate yourself, to be alone, in order to be able to teach your mind the truth, the absolute truth. That's why you have to become monks, because monk is.
But
monk
Ajahn, that are older people accepted as monks anywhere in
well,
Theravada?
depends on the teacher you go study with. If he sees that you are serious and that you are capable, he'll take you in. No, the age doesn't really matter. It depends on your ability to do the practice or not. So you might have to live with him for a year or so before you can find out. As a lay person first, as an preceptor. Normally, this is what happens when you go study with a teacher. He wants you to stay with him for a year first before he can find out whether you are capable of becoming a monk or not. So you just have to go and look for the teacher you want to stay with and ask permission if he will let you go through the prerequisites before becoming before ordaining. Same thing with my place here. If we have people coming from the West to ordain, and ask them to stay for 1 year first, stay as a white robe or 8 preceptor, and practice like monk, live like monk, but not yet ordained officially. That's all, formally. And if he can continue practicing and not having any problem with anybody or himself, then after 1 year he can get ordination.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. All right. We'll go to the next person. Gek Yen So, how are you? From Singapore or Penang or Malaysia?
Hi, Ajahn. I'm good, thank you. I'm from Penang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any question?
Today I don't have any question because I post some question in the Facebook Live and Ajahn already answered. Yeah.
Okay then. Nice talking to you.
Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah.
Then we go to Nirosha. Hi, Nirosha.
Good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
You have to speak louder though. Cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Something wrong with your microphone. Maybe unplug it and use the computer microphone instead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better now.
Okay. How are you, Ajahn?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Just a small question about, I have heard about these practitioners in the past who can be peaceful without a meditation object. So, what level of parami they have, Ajahn, that they are able to tranquilize their mind without a meditation object?
They have 100% mindfulness. Once you have very strong mindfulness, then you don't need a meditation object to raise up your mindfulness. So once you can just tell your mind to stop thinking and it does stop thinking, then you don't need to have a meditation object.
So they do.
Yeah, they just close their eyes or just tell the mind to stop thinking and just stop thinking. Once you can stop thinking, then your mind can become calm right away. Try it and see if you can do it. Just watch your thought and say, stop thinking. Close your eyes, sit down and watch your thoughts and say, stop thinking. See if it can stop or not. If it can stop, then you don't need to watch your breath. You don't need to use the mantra or do chanting. Okay?
The other question, Ajahn. Yes, Ajahn. I'll ask later. So, thank
Go
you.
ahead, go ahead. You can ask right now.
In terms of my practice, I just assess my mind, depends on the thoughts arises time to time, and I try to fine tune my mind using various meditation objects, like if anger rising, in a certain period time, I used to find the cause and abandon, or if it doesn't work, I use metta meditation to get rid of anger, something like that. So yeah, so sometimes I do that way too when I'm not that peaceful in daily life. I also find that when I'm not working too much and not interacting with interacting with people too much in daily life, it really helps my practice. So yeah, Ajahn. So what do you think? Like this changing into various different object of meditation, does it hinder the practice, or should I just stick with my main meditation object, which is anapanasati?
If you cannot use anapanasati to calm your mind, then you have to use something else. So it depends on the situation. Not just like you say, when you're angry, if you can find the cause of your anger, you might get rid of your anger. If you can't, you might want to use metta, forgiveness. Forgive the person who make you angry. Once you can forgive, then your mind can become calm again. So yes, you have to change different method, but eventually you will have to come back to anapanasati if you want to enter into jhana or mantra bhutto. These are the two principal meditation objects that can lead you into jhana. Others are just trying to get rid of your hindrances that arises. Okay?
Thank you very much. I understand. Thank you.
All right. How are you? Good?
Good, Ajahn. Good.
Okay. Just keep listening, and maybe later on, if you have any more questions, you can ask again. Okay.
Okay, Ajahn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me say hello to Jeremy C18. Hi, Jeremy. Unmute your microphone, please.
Hi, Ajahn. I'm fine. Okay, I'm okay. I got no question. I just listen. I will just listen. Thank
you're
you.
from Malaysia, right?
From
You're
Kuala Lumpur. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Good. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Same to you. Thank you.
All right. We'll go to Naomi Jonas. Hi, Naomi. We are friends now on Facebook. Do you know that?
Oh no, I didn't know.
Okay.
I knew I requested. I didn't know that you responded.
Yeah, I finally find an empty space today. We have someone, so I added you into the according to your request.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Any question today?
Yeah, I'm just wondering why Panya is not part of the Noble Eightfold Path.
What, Panya?
Yeah, why is Panya not part of the Noble Eightfold Path?
It is. Panya is Samma-Titti, see. Right view is Panya. Right view and Samma Sankappo, these are the Panya, the parts that constitute Panya. When you see Anicca, this is Panya already. Samma-Titti, right view. When you see Anatta, this is right view. See? So this is Panya. Except it wasn't named Panya in the Noble Eightfold Path. It is named right view and right thought. These are the two parts of Panya. Okay. So when you contemplate on Asubha, this is Panya, Samma-Titti, right view, because this is the truth of the body. See? We only see half the truth of the body. We don't see the complete truth of the body. We only see the attractive part of the body. So we call this delusional. So you have to look at the other parts of the body also, like the 32 parts completely. See, when you see the complete parts of the body, then this is Samma-Titti or right view. Right now we only see the skin and the hair, and then we say it's attractive, it's nice. But once you peel the skin out or the flesh out, then you see the skeleton under it. Okay, does this answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Ajahn.
You still keep practicing?
Yes, the last few days have been busy, so I practiced less. But yesterday I went back to normal to the 5 hours, and today I'll try again. But I'm a bit busier than I was before, so I can't do it every day anymore.
Okay,
Not
try to
as
do
much.
as much as possible. Don't spend your time on entertainment or pleasure. More for meditation better. Okay, nice talking to you. Okay, Philip, you're next from Malaysia. I heard it took 15 hours for you to go from Kuala Lumpur to Penang, huh?
So, hi Ajahn, how are you?
Did you drive to Penang from Kuala Lumpur this weekend?
No, I didn't.
I thought your wife did, didn't she?
No, I
Did
didn't.
You didn't? Okay, maybe it's somebody else, a mistake.
Yeah.
Somebody took 15 hours to drive from Kuala Lumpur to Penang or something like that because of the traffic jam.
Yeah, it's a long weekend coming along, so I think that it's going to be very bad, the jam. Yeah.
I thought the road in Malaysia is very good.
Not during the festive season because it gets pretty packed. Everybody wants to go out of town. Everybody's seeking entertainment.
Sensual pleasure.
Sensual pleasure, correct.
Okay. Any question today?
I don't have any questions. I've been listening to your Dhamma talks on Facebook when I have the time and when you come up, and most of the time has been answered.
Okay. Have you been practicing?
Yes, I mean I do practice every day without fail. Morning, very early in the morning, lunchtime. Sometimes during when we are talking, sometimes I don't get to listen to because I'm actually practicing, and then sometimes the evening. But as of 2 weeks ago, I've not been able to sit on the lotus position because I sprained my knee, so I have to sit on a chair.
That's okay. That's okay. No problem.
I have not. What do you call? I've been continuing practicing on a daily basis for I think maybe about 5 years now. I mean without any stop.
Good.
And I mean trying to increase the duration and the frequency when I do find the time. But unfortunately today I came back quite late from work, and that's why I joined the meeting late today.
Okay. All right. Not late. It's just only 44 minutes into the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go to the next person then. Okay. Okay. To Soling from London, I think. Hi, Soling.
Hello, Ajahn.
Any question today?
No, I'm just listening. Thank you. Thank you.
How is Phoebe? Is she listening also? Does she know we're on?
I think she was probably still in bed. But I have messaged her. I messaged her. Maybe because she's been very busy recently, very tired. Yeah.
She worked late at night.
Yeah, I hope she got my message and she will come on. But her Wi-Fi, her laptop and her phones are not very good. So she keep like not listening. Can't get the can't hear you. Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully, yes, she'll sort something out. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you.
And your other daughter is not with you today?
She is doing walking meditation. I told her she wants to come, but I let her decide what she wants to do. She might come and join in a minute or not. I do not know. Thank you, Ajahn.
Good. And your friend, the other, what's the name?
Hardika.
Hardika.
Yeah.
Does she know we're on today?
Well, I also messaged her, but she does work, so I don't know whether she have time. She's not like me because I'm retired, so I'm here all the time. So yeah. So hopefully she'll come and join us too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
And you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Let me go to Tio 90020. Hi, Tio.
Hi, Ajahn.
From Singapore.
No, I'm from Kuala Lumpur.
from Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
Okay. Got anything to say?
Yeah, Ajahn, just ask you, when we enter jhana, I think the time we pass is quite fast compared to when we struggling count our breath or recite mantra. Why is it so?
When the mind is calm, the time passes by very quickly because there's nothing to gauge it. See? So it seems very quickly. When you're happy, the time goes by, flies. When you're struggling, then you find it's slow, it goes slow. That's all. It's just your feeling. That's all. The time remains the same. 1 hour will always be 1 hour, regardless of how you feel. Sometimes you feel 1 hour like when you sleep. See, 8 hours seem to fly by very quickly. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't worry about this thing. Worry about how your mind feels. If your mind is happy, calm, that's what you want it to be.
Yeah, but last week, because I think that my meditation progressed up and down. Last week down, then I try to meditate more. Then now can come quite easily, but still can't go to the jhana or samadhi. So I think it's up and down in my meditation practice.
Yes, you have to bring up your mindfulness. That's what lacking. When you find that you're not getting anything, it means your mind has no mindfulness or not enough mindfulness. So try to be mindful. Try to stop your mind from thinking.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ajahn.
All right. Okay, I think we cover almost everybody. Oh, there's second page here. Let me see who's on. We have Sweetan. Hi, how are you, Sweetan? Sweet and Czech.
Hello,
from
Ajahn.
Vancouver, Canada.
Hi, Ajahn.
How are you today?
We're good, Ajahn. How are
doing
you?
well, yeah.
All right. You have any question today?
I want to ask you. I typed it the other day at the Q&A, but I accidentally delete one part. So probably you didn't understand my question. Yeah, sorry about it.
Go ahead. Repeat it again.
Okay. I heard you talked about the other world cycles. And the Buddha also talked about like thousands of world cycles, meaning there are the other galaxies besides this particular one, and there are human beings being born over there as well. Do they like is the Buddha only born like only propagating Dhamma in this particular world cycle and not the other, like for example, if I'm born as a human being in another galaxy and I won't get to hear the Dhamma, is that how rare it is? Like,
well, it's very hard to say where we are and where the other world is. So I think this question is irrelevant. I think let's just focus on the world we are. Maybe this world or maybe another world in another galaxy. Okay, but wherever you are, that's the world you are in. And whichever world you are in, for Buddha to appear is very rare, very difficult, very hard. Take a long time for a person to be able to become a Buddha. So that's all you have to know. So if you're born in a world, even in this world right now that we live in, if you're born in a country that has no Buddhism, it's like there's no Buddha there. Like if you're born in South Africa or some places that has never heard of Buddha before, then it's just like they're living in a world without a Buddha. See? So the point is, if you're born and you come across the teaching of the Buddha, then you're considered lucky, very fortunate. And then you should worry about any other thing. What you should do is try to take advantage of this opportunity to learn as much you can from the Buddha and his noble disciples, and then use it in your practice to deliver your mind from suffering. That's the more important thing to think about than all the other things. Like there's a parable I think in one of the suttas in which a man was shot by an arrow, and someone came around and tried to help him, and the man said, "Please don't help me yet. Please go find out who's the person who shot me, what family, what caste, and the type of wood used on this arrow. You find all this information. If you send this man away to look for this information, you'll be dead, right? So don't waste your time thinking about things that is not important. Right now, the important thing is trying to get as much you can from the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Once you already have it, He's here to heal your suffering, to get rid of your suffering. Do not worry about the other time, other world, whether there's a Buddha or not. Okay. So this is defilement. It's trying to lead you away from the practice. So if you get so much involved, you might want to do more research, look for more information, And instead of doing meditation, you spend your time doing something useless. So be very careful not to be distracted from the path of sila, samadhi, and panya. If you want to think about asubha, think about anicca, dukkha, anatta. That's all you want to think about. Think about the Four Noble Truths. Don't think about the future Buddha, the past Buddha, and so forth. It's not useful for your practice. Okay?
Okay. That's very valuable. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Okay. Who's next? I saw Jessica. I think Jessica. Hi. How are you? Where are you from?
Hello, Ajahn. I'm actually living in Thailand right now.
Thailand. Okay.
Yes. I've been practicing for 3 to 4 years now. A lot of people say I have a lot of samatha, but recently I just came back from a retreat, and it was a quick retreat, but while I was there, I developed, I am not really quite sure what it is, but while I was walking meditation, I thought about suffering, where I am now, and all the suffering that was in the past. From within, I asked, what is the way? What is the way out of the suffering? So, and suddenly an answer came. You're doing it. You're doing it already. This is the way out of suffering. It's knowing your thinking. So I thought that was something I wanted to share with you.
Good. Then you should use that in your practice more. Try to stop your thinking. It's your thinking that's causing your suffering, especially thinking about desiring or craving for things and people.
Yes. And as well, I wanted to say that since I've been here in Thailand, it's very difficult to find an English speaker, especially, here there's not so many teachers, Ajahn, that are fluent. So it's understanding the Dhamma. Sometimes you have to read books, or sometimes I feel like I understand the Dhamma from within. But having you and following you, it actually helped to clarify a lot of things for me. But this is my first time.
Okay, happy to hear that.
Yes, thank you. May you be well, Ajahn.
Okay, thank you. May you advance in your practice.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're almost there now. You see the path now. You know what you have to do now, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, now you just keep doing it and try to stop doing the other thing that you're not supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And then maybe devote all your time to the practice.
Yes, thank you.
Then all your suffering will be eliminated very quickly.
Thank you, Sadhu, Ajahn.
Okay. Okay, I think we covered almost everybody now. So anybody wants to ask a question, please go ahead and just raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Okay, Sajalka. Sajalka, please unmute Sajalka microphone.
Yeah, can you hear me, Ajahn?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yes, in the Satipatthana Sutta also there is the charnel ground contemplation. So there is also Buddha is talking about the body. So how does that kind of connect back? Is the same thing that you talk about this being this body being anicca, dukkha, anatta, or what is it more than that?
Definitely, the purpose is to see anicca of the body. When you see the body turns into a corpse, then you know this is anicca, right? It changes from living to dying, from being a live person to be a dead person. So this is to remind us this is the nature of the body. And eventually it's going to end up as a corpse. And in the old days, you have to go to the cemetery, to the charnel ground to see corpses. Because if you stay in the city, in the town, you only see living corpses, walking corpses, not real corpses yet. So nowadays we're fortunate we have picture photographs. Sometimes we don't even need to go. The other day I saw a picture of a corpse in the Facebook page. It can then really brings you a lot of insight right away. So try to imagine this picture of corpses in your mind, and when you think of wanting to live forever, then you say, no, this is not going to happen. Eventually, your body gonna become a corpse.
I actually have the access to. I think the book is written on Asubha, but it's in Thai, and I think it's I think Ajahn Mahabua's book, and that's the PDF format is available on the internet, and I was able to get that book, which has lots of pictures about things, but those are actually written in Thai. I wish that was also translated into English.
Yes, maybe I'll ask someone who have the book if they want to translate into English. Also, another purpose of seeing corpses is to see the repulsive aspect of the body also, so that you can then cut down on your sexual drive, sexual desire. When you see looking at beautiful bodies, you get sexual desire. But when you turn it the other way around, then the sexual desire can be controlled or eliminated. So this is the purpose of contemplating the nature of the body, to get rid of the sexual desire, get rid of the attachment to your own body or other people's body. Your loved ones, when your loved ones die, you become sad, because you forget that they have to die also. But if you keep contemplating and reminding yourself until you are constantly aware of this fact, when they die, you don't feel anything. And you also want to contemplate the anatta nature of the body also. There's no self in the body. Who dies, It's just the 32 part that stop working, that's all. The body. And there are no self in the body. Self is created by the mind, your mind and our mind. Thinking that the body is you, the one who thinks, the one who knows. But the one who knows and the one who thinks isn't the body either. You can see this when you practice meditation, when the one who knows and the body is separated temporarily, when you enter into jhana. The perception of the body will disappear from the mind when you enter into jhana. Then all you have left is just the one who knows, the mind. But it's a temporary perception. When you come out, when you rejoin with the body, you become fully the body again. So this one you need to remind yourself with vipassana, that the body is not me. I am the mind who uses the body, who tells the body what to do. And the body is impermanent. One day I will have to lose this body, whether I like it or not. Just keep thinking. This is what we call vipassana, reflecting on anicca and anatta nature of the body. If we constantly reminded of this truth, then whatever happens to the body, you will not be affected. The mind will not feel hurt. You say, oh, just the body is not me. Why should I worry? Why should I be excited? Yeah. You just keep watching the body. Just merely know. That's you. You are the knower. You're not the body. So this is how you want to separate the mind from the body when you're not in meditation. You have to use vipassana, thinking of the truth of the body and the truth of the mind. That they are two separate entities. The mind is the master of the body. The body is the servant of the mind. That's how the relationship works. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Anybody else? Somebody raise their hand. Just okay. Okay, admin, you unmute the phone.
Okay. That's sweet again.
Sweet.
Okay.
Hello, Ajahn. I have a question. When I meditate, like only sometimes, I can feel like intense pressure on my forehead, while I'm focusing on my in-breath and out-breath. I can endure it, but I just want to know, like, is there anything else that I can do? Yeah, I have a sinus condition as well. So sometimes I'm not sure if I'm too intense or it's like the sinus is doing something to my body, right? So
partly, I think it's your lack of mindfulness. The mindfulness is not strong enough. So your mind will create hindrance, like feeling something in your body, for instance. And maybe also your physical ailment can also be part of the problem, your sinus. So if you feel you cannot watch your breath, then you should use a mantra or do some chanting instead first. And until you feel maybe you're able to watch your breath, and you switch it back to your breath later on. And to see whether you still have this intense feeling in your head or not.
Okay.
Sometimes when you start meditating, your mind is still quite active, restless, and your mindfulness is not strong. So you want to use mantra or chanting to slow down your mind and also develop your mindfulness to the level where you will be able to watch your breath. If you cannot sit, then you should do walking instead. You're walking and reciting Bhutto, or chanting as you walk for a while, and then try to come back and sit later on.
Yes. Right now, like I did walking before I go and sit, because trying to raise the mindfulness. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to be aware of it. Like while walking, do I feel the intense pressure, or just sitting down and focus on the in-breath? So of course, focus on the in-breath is more intense.
Yes. So what do you want to say?
Yeah, no, I think I'll try your method, and trying to see if I recite or think of a certain sutta, then raise my mindfulness and go back to sitting meditation.
You can recite the 32 parts. It's simple.
Yeah, I did.
Back and forth, many times until you feel calmer and more mindful. Then you can sit and watch your breath.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. Next, anybody raise your hand?
Philip, you just raise your hand. Philip.
Hi, Philip. Unmute your microphone.
Ajahn, Adeline here. I have a question. Whenever I meditate for like a while, when my mind comes down, but I see a very bright light, and I tend to focus on it, and I tend to, spend a lot of time with the white light.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you're distracted.
Yeah.
You should come back to your meditation object. whether watching your breath or reciting a mantra instead.
No, but even though if I do the mantra, but my mind still wants to go towards the,
The light.
not the light.
Okay, just ignore it. Just try to focus on your mantra. So there might be a struggle between the two forces. Your defilement wants to play with the light.
Yes.
And your Dhamma wants to bring your mind back into calm by reciting the mantra. So you have to stick with the Dhamma. Stay reciting the mantra. And then eventually, if you persist, I think then the light will disappear.
Because I noticed that the last couple of weeks that I've been having that light very frequently. So
yeah, just try to ignore it. Don't pay any attention to it. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Somebody else?
Okay, Rachel, you're just coming in. You have anything to say,
yeah,
Rachel?
Rachel Lim.
Yeah.
Hi, Rachel from Singapore, right?
Yes, good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
Hi. Good.
I don't have many questions. Just one. That is about Satipatthana. So when we meditate, when there is physical sensation like pain, I'm able to like detach myself from the pain and observe. But then if the sensation is from the mind, like anger, I'm not able to detach myself. The mind tends to be the anger. And so my question is, how do we observe feelings such as anger as a third party and not get involved and get carried away, unlike the physical sensation? So some Ajahn said we are not there yet, so we can't observe feelings such as anger as a detached mode.
That's right. You need to first develop equanimity first. You need to develop jhana first to be able to become not reacting to things that come into contact with the mind. So your first part of practice should concentrate more on calming your mind, bringing it into jhana and creating equanimity. So you have to do this a lot because equanimity doesn't come and stay very long. When you come out your meditation, it can disappear very quickly.
Yes.
So you have to keep going back into jhana to calm, to create more equanimity until you can have enough equanimity when you come up your meditation. And then you can then observe the other things that come into contact with your mind. And then treat it as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Merely their natural process. There's nothing you can really do to them. So it's better just to leave them alone. If you want to control them, if you could not, then you become unhappy. You have dukkha. See? So you first need to develop a lot of jhana, a lot of equanimity first. And when you're developing this in your meditation, if anything comes up, you should ignore them. If feelings come up, ignore them. If any anger comes up in your mind, ignore them. Just focus on your meditation object and get yourself into jhana first.
Okay.
And then after you come out, if you have anger and you feel neutral, you're not reacting, then it means you have some equanimity now. If as soon as you react, it means you lose your equanimity right away. So try to develop a lot of equanimity first before you want to go to deal with all the other things, such as feelings and your mental objects.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, anybody? Okay, Joseph Chi.
And Angela.
Okay.
Angela, you can unmute. Okay.
Ajahn, I'm so grateful. This is the first time I participate in this kind of meetings. So I don't have any specific question. I've been following your Dharma talks for several years now. and I've been trying to practice to the best of my capacity. And the last year has been a bit more difficult for me with the practice. I used to practice much more, and now in the last month, I'm trying to get back to the regular practice that I used to have. And again, I'm just so very much grateful and sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Where are you from, may I ask? Where are you from?
Yes,
Where
I'm
are you from?
Italian. I'm Italian,
Italian,
but from Italy, from Sardinia. But I live in the Caribbean,
I see.
in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
Yes.
I see. Good. So you have no question today?
No,
All right.
just so gratefulness.
Okay, very happy to talk to you, and please keep on practicing. All right. Okay, we have a few newcomers in here. Eduardo, Phoebe, whoever,
Pierre.
newcomer, do you want to talk, go ahead and
Pierre.
Pierre, I think.
Pierre. Yes,
Hi,
Pierre.
Pierre, can you hear me?
Yes. Namaskar,
Okay.
Ajahn. I can hear you very clear.
All right. Any question today?
Still no question. I've been listening from since the beginning, and I can collect some idea, and I think I can adapt it, or I think I got my answer already, so I don't have any question.
Okay, good. Good to see you again. Okay, Eduardo, Olka, you're next. If you can unmute your microphone.
Okay.
Where are you from, Eduardo? Your microphone is muted again. All right.
Hello, Ajahn.
Hello, where are you from?
I'm from Peru. I'm
Peru.
so grateful to be here and listen to you. Thank you very much.
Good. You have
I'm
any
trying
question?
I'm trying to improve my meditation practice, and it's great to be here with you.
Okay. The key to success is your mindfulness. This is the most important thing that you have to develop first of all, is mindfulness. Be in the present. Stop your mind from going to the past or into the future. Keep the mind just to be merely knowing and not thinking.
Okay, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. No question today?
Not yet. No question yet.
Okay, then let me go to Kunirawan. Kunirawan, where are you from?
Hi, I'm from Indonesia.
Indonesia. Do you
Yeah.
have any question?
No, I already got the answer. I just wanna. I have one question only. How I mean, how to let go the desire of the peacefulness.
This is a good desire, so you don't have to let go. Try to bring your mind to peacefulness all the time by stopping your desire for other things. Your desire for money, wealth, status, or happiness through sensual objects. These are the things that you want to stop. But the desire for calm, for peace is a good desire. You should encourage it to come on. Then it will force you to meditate. See? So to be attached to meditation is good. It's like being attached to medicine. When you're sick, you have to be attached to medicine. But once you are well, then you don't need the medicine. The Dhamma is like medicine or like raft that carry you across the river. Once you get across the river, once you no longer have any suffering, then you don't need to meditate. Okay? Anything else you want to?
I think that's all I need.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then we go to Dean. Hi, Dean. Unmute your microphone. Okay.
Hi, Ajahn. I'm glad you are online. I have a question. Um, during this time, can you advise how or give some instructions to help me identify defilements within defilements in me that it's affecting the thought, speech, and action. I don't want to wait until I go monastery. I would like to know how to start looking at it and working on it. If you can advise and perhaps maybe point me to some suttas I can study too. I know that sati, samadhi, and panya is important to practice. But Ajahn, if you can help me learn to identify the defilements inside me. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, your defilement usually are your desire to do something, to be somewhere. So in order to identify that, you have to set up a parameter, like telling yourself to sit on a comfortable chair for 5 hours and don't let it move from that chair. Anytime you have the feeling to move from that chair, it's defilement already. See, so this is the first way to identify your defilement. Is your desire to move around, to go. When you're here, you want to be there. When you're there, you want to come back here. So you just keep going back and forth, and you don't get anything. So what you want to do is to identify this type of the desire or defilement, and then curb it by resisting it, by forcing yourself to sit. You don't have to sit cross-legged to cause any pain. Find a comfortable chair to sit, and then try to use meditation or mindfulness to resist your desire to get up, to go here and there. And if you're thirsty, you should have some water next to your chair. So when you're thirsty, you can just drink it and have no excuse to get up to go get water to drink. Okay, so first you want to maybe what you call force your mind to stay in one place for as long as possible. And by using mindfulness, or just by using mere force, just to resist, to say, I'm going to resist my desire to get up. If you really feel painful from sitting, then you're allowed to stand up to lessen that painful feeling. But you shouldn't go away from the seat. Just stand up next to your seat until you feel standing is painful. Then you come back and sit again. Just try to stay in one spot. I tried to do this before, and it works. It helps to get rid of a lot of your defilement. Your mind is restless, so you're not happy where you are. When you sit here, you want to go walk to there. When you're there, you want to do something else. You want to get something to drink, get something to eat. These are all your desires. They are all your defilements. So this is one way to identify your defilement, by setting up a condition that force you to identify your defilement. First, you have to have everything taken care of your body, like meal, having your meal, use the restroom and everything, so forth. And then all you need is drinking water. And you say, okay, now I'm going to sit here and try to resist my defilement, which will try to get this body to go here and there, doing something. Try to do this. See if you can then stop your desire and can remain in the seat, in the place for as long as possible. You can meditate, you can use mantra, you can chant, but try not to use anything external, not even looking at the Dhamma books or anything like that. You want just to be use your own initiative, using your own faculty that you have. Okay, is this good? All right. Okay, next, anybody?
Phoebe.
Oh, Sudarshan came in quite a while now. Let's go to Sudarshan. Phoebe,
Okay.
whichever.
Sudachan, just okay.
Hi, where are you from, Sudarshan?
India.
India.
I came sometimes, join the meeting here. I don't have a specific question, but there was one question like our sensation, the painful sensation is result. They can result in our anger, or they support or trigger our anger.
Yes, when you have bad feelings, painful feeling, you are not happy. See? So you can be easily angry at people or things. So you have to calm your mind, not to react to your painful feelings. Then you can still remain calm and not angry at people or things. By reciting a mantra, by meditating, to keep your mind calm when you feel sick, when you're sick or something.
It's when I have pain, then it's, I don't react suddenly, but when I come into contact with the people, and then unpleasant thing happens, then this anger burst out, and then I came to know there is anger inside me. So easily I can manage with the pain, but then when I came into contact, I interact with the people, and unpleasant happens, then anger burst out. So yeah.
So try to stay away from people when you're not feeling well. Try to stay alone. If you cannot control your anger. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Phoebe, it's your turn, Phoebe. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Ajahn. It's really nice to see you again. I miss being on the Zooms with you. I don't really have a question. I'm just continuing to practice. I don't feel like I'm really improving. I was just wondering, okay, so this is not really a question. I just wondered it because when something happens to you, such as you injure yourself or you get in an accident or something suddenly happens like that, the first thing that comes into my mind is, oh, obviously I wasn't being mindful. And then I try to resolve to be more mindful. But then I also wonder about things like karma and, whether there's some kind of warning being given to me that that if I don't try to be more mindful, something worse will happen. But I think maybe that's just being superstitious. I don't know. I feel like if I ask you this, you're going to tell me that the only thing we can do is be more mindful. But just wondered if there was any other message or anything that to take note of. Like, for example, my father passed away, but my father used to believe that he would pass away at a certain age that was quite a lot younger. And instead of passing away at that age, he had a car accident. He didn't pass and he continued to live. So in that instance, he believed that his karma had lessened. I don't know if it's helpful, useful to consider things like that or not.
I don't think you should worry about these things. Just worry about your breath. That's the only thing you have to worry about. The Buddha say, if you're breathing in and you're not breathing out, then you die. Or when you breathe out and you don't breathe in, then you die. That's all you have to know. Stay in the present. Don't worry about the past or the future. Just stay mindful. And then you'll die peacefully. If you think about the future, you become restless and worrying right now in the present. If you think of the past, you can be unhappy with what you are right now. So you're just creating a lot of unnecessary suffering for your mind by thinking. So it's better just to be mindful of your breath. Anapanasati. The Buddha said to Ananda, when you breathe out and when you don't in, that's death. When you breathe in and you don't breathe out, that's death. Yeah, that's all you have to know. Okay? Simple. Because that's all that matters, right? Life or death. Life is breathing. Stop breathing is death. That's all. There's no need to think about karma or mindfulness or anything like that. It's a waste of time. Of course, you have to be mindful all the time because mindfulness can help you. If you're not mindful, you can walk and step on something sharp and then hurt your feet. If you're mindful, then you can prevent that. Okay, so be mindful. When you walk, don't be mindful of your breath. When you're walking, be mindful of your walking. When you're working, you be mindful of your working, not your breath. It's only when you're sitting down, not doing anything, then you can be mindful of your breath. Okay? All right. Okay, next, anybody?
Yeah, we got the question from Facebook Live, 2 questions.
Please go ahead.
That's 2 questions. The first question from Mr. Sami Liashi. I feel I was always meant to be a monk, but I kept delaying and delaying, and now I'm 35, and I feel that it is somehow too late for me. Is age a factor in succeed as a monk?
No, not really. What is the factor is the ability to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. If you're 70-year-old and you can practice the Noble Eightfold Path, you can still become enlightened. Even when you are sick, like the Buddha's father, he was sick in bed, and when the Buddha taught him the Noble Eightfold Path, he could practice it on his deathbed, and he could become enlightened right away. So it's not age or sex or nationality or anything like that. It's your ability to practice the Noble Eightfold Path or not. Second question.
And the second question from Mr. Nick San Fran. Lord Buddha always taught us to go on the middle path, and people with OCD disease or obsessive compulsive disorder were considered not being on the middle path. But since the COVID-19 pandemic, we have been forced to be likely be OCD, as we have to wash our hands often and stay sanitized more than ever. Do you think this new behavior under the pandemic has changed the Lord Buddha teaching about the middle path?
See, the middle path means to be sensible. That's what it means. Yeah. Not to be obsessive. When you're obsessive either by love or by fear, then you're not on a middle path. The middle path is to use sensibility when you practice. Sensibility and what you call appropriateness of the situation. So if the situation forces you to keep washing your hand, then this is not obsession. It's just the necessity of washing your hand. That's all. Okay, I hope I answered this question. Anybody else?
Okay, Alvin, Megan. Okay.
Alvin?
Ajahn, going back to just now you said just sit there and try not to go elsewhere so that, don't let the defilements take over. If we sit and then we feel the pain and us wanting to reduce the pain by shifting our position, isn't that defilement as well?
No, it's physical necessity. Maybe it is on another level, but right now we don't want to deal with that level yet. We want to deal with the lower level first, the level of wanting to move around.
Right. Okay.
Okay, because your mindfulness is not strong enough to deal with that higher level yet. So we want to develop the mindfulness and wisdom by dealing with the lower level of defilement first. The desire to move around without having any good reason to do so. And if you feel painful, you can alleviate that pain by standing up. But if you want to sit and then also overcome that desire of running away from the pain, you can also do that if you can do it. See? But if you cannot, then at least you don't want to deal with that level yet. You want to deal with just the lower level, the desire to move around.
Okay, sadhu.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Joseph.
Hi, Joseph. Please unmute your microphone.
John, I want to share that the thing is when I contemplate and try to understand Dhamma, usually it relates back to my experiences and my personal life and the things that have happened in my life for me to understand the meaning of Dhamma and the principles. But at the same time, when I'm reflecting and contemplating on Dhamma using this method, I find that certain memories and experiences that help me to understand the Dhamma at the same time also make me feel uneasy and is full of thoughts. So by this, I find that the mindfulness is also interrupted when I am thinking about Dhamma. What are your thoughts about this?
It means your mind is not strong enough to contemplate yet. Then you should come back and do meditation to calm your mind first, to have more equanimity, not reacting to things that comes up in your heart contemplation. If you cannot contemplate, then means your mind has not enough equanimity. So you should come back and meditate and calm your mind to increase your equanimity first before you go and contemplate on the truth of life.
Indeed. Please, Long Po.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Okay, La, you got another question?
Yes, one question from Facebook. Please, Long Po, advise about Sankhara.
Sankhara means mental formation of thoughts. This is the Sankhara in the four Namakhandas. But Sankhara can also mean, generally means any kind of formation, physical or mental formation. Like the body is a physical formation formed by the four elements. But usually when we talk about Sankhara, we usually refer to the mental formation of thoughts. Because this mental formation is the one that creates a lot of suffering for the mind. When you think with desire, with greed, with hatred, then your mind becomes hot, becomes unhappy. So you want to stop this type of sankhara by first using mindfulness, such as a mantra. When your mind becomes restless and agitated, angry or sad, just keep reciting the mantra of Bhutto to stop these thoughts. And eventually when these thoughts stop, then your anger, your sadness will disappear temporarily. When you stop chanting or reciting, maybe the old thoughts will come back up again, and your anger and your sadness will come back up again. So if you want to get rid of it permanently, then you have to use vipassana, the next level, using wisdom, by looking at the cause of your sadness and anger, that they come from your desire for things to be in a certain way. When you don't get it, then you become sad or you become angry. So if you want to stop your sadness or angry from rising, then you have to stop your desire for things to be in a certain way. Just let things be, let it be by itself, whatever it is, let it be. Treat them like the weather. See? always come back to the weather. When you see the weather, you don't try to have any desire for the weather. So you don't feel bad whether it snows or whether it rains or whether it's hot. So try to treat everything like that. Then you can get rid of your sadness and your anger. This is wisdom, seeing everything as being natural processes, natural phenomena, not under your control, not always under your control. All right? Anybody else? We are about 1 hour and 37 minutes into the meeting. Do you think it's good enough? Or Katrina, okay, Katrina. Can you unmute your microphone? Katrina, the one right below Richard.
Okay.
Go
Hi,
ahead.
Ajahn. I try to sit for longer periods, and I feel guilty that I'm not working, or like, you know, I have responsibilities, and I just like get so caught up in what I should be doing, and yeah, just I spend a lot of time just thinking about them, not meditating.
You have to know how to divide up your time. See, what you need to do, then you give the time for what you need to do, and then what you don't need to do, then you take that time for your meditation. You have responsibility. You have to look after your family or yourself. Then you have to do that. But in your spare time, then you use that for your meditation. Then you won't feel guilty that way. Unless you feel that it's not worth having a family, you're willing to give up everything and live alone, then you can then have all the time for your meditation. That's why some people go and live in a monastery and becoming a monk or being a nun, because they don't want to have to deal with the other worldly responsibility. They want to develop their mind. They want to find peace and happiness inside themselves. So it's up to you. You have to prioritize which is more important to you.
Yeah, I think I don't really know what's more like I don't know what's more important. I don't really know what the point of my life is. I don't like. Yeah, I have like a contract, you know, with my children, because I had them, and I feel like they have to, you know, reach independence, and you know, but I don't know what work is meaningful. I know I need to find that for myself.
Yeah, you have to work to provide for yourself and your family, the necessity of life. But don't work for pleasure, for making more money so you can use money to buy pleasures for you. This is a waste of time. It's better to find happiness from meditation than spending money to make you happy. But you have to work to maintain your existence and the people you're responsible for. That's all you have to do. Then you will have more time to do meditation that way.
Thank you, John.
Okay. Anybody else? I guess everybody is happy and everybody has all the answer today, question answer today. So maybe it's time for us to say goodbye. Okay, thank you very much for joining this meeting. I hope it is beneficial for you.
Sadhu,
Sadhu, Ajahn.
Goodbye.
Good.